Yeah.
Okay, well, imagine if we get
Yay.
Undertaker or Hulk Hogan's gonna start his own streak, and it's gonna
Yeah.
last 20 whatever years as well. Howdy there, true believers. Welcome back to the New World Wrestling Podcast, where me and Andy from the Nerd Crew, is this still the Nerd Crew? I think it is.
Yes, we are. It's still the Nerd Crew.
Where we talk about
For now.
wrestling. Yeah, so we're back, much like WWE. We're dropping the ball on the way to Mania, but we were gone. We were gone last week, but we're here. We're ready to go. Hey, oh, dude, I wanted to tell you, I wanted to have a segment to start off the show. You know, you
Okay.
guys have what are we into this week for
Right.
the Nerd Crew podcast? Shameless plug. But I think that we should have a segment where because I watch so many videos, and I'm sure you do, about wrestling like all week. So, and I'm always finding out new things about wrestling, like either back in the day or right now, that I didn't know. So I think we
Yeah.
should start off with one interesting fact about WWE, whether it be personal or just in the WWE universe.
Ooh,
What do you think about that?
I like it.
Okay, so
Alright.
there was two things. So
Okay.
I was watching, or I was listening to excerpts from Talk Is Jericho and from
Yeah.
Stone Cold Said So. So the Stone Cold one was really good because I listened to Stone Cold and Paul Heyman talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin was like, why did ECW go under? Like, it seemed like we see ECW shirts all over the place. Seems like you guys have a strong fan base. What happened? And so Paul Heyman just kind of walks through like what happened. Like he's like, you need to have three things to have a successful business. Content. We had content. We had great wrestlers, everything like that. Finances. Or you need finances and distribution. Distribution, our TV contract ran out. No, our TBS or TNT didn't want to mess with wrestling anymore after WCW, and then Fox was the only one that would give him a deal, and it was for like half an hour. He's like, "We're gonna go under in like 3 weeks if we do that." Like, I know, like, I couldn't work with it. And then he said, so financially, one of the pay-per-view companies withheld them like $2.8 million. It was just like, well, you don't have the money to fight for us. Like, we could give it back to you and maybe you'll stay afloat. But we know without
Wow.
it, you won't stay afloat, and we'll just keep that money. So we're going to go ahead and do that because you don't have a distributor. And then so...
That is messed up.
Yeah, so that the funny thing is his name is Dan York. That's not your dad or anything, is it?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
If it was my dad, I'd be rolling in wrestling promotion. Like,
No, but I think that pay-per-view company ended up going under anyways.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, and
If
I was
they
like-
do business like that, I'm sure they did go under
I'm sure
quickly.
they did. And so the other one from Talk, that was really cool. There's another Paul Heyman story about him talking about why he got fired. It was really awesome, or not awesome for him, but it was really funny. Very
think
Paul
I heard that
Heyman-y.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was super great because he said that he got fired because he listened in on a conference call because he was writing for SmackDown. He was listened to the Raw one, even though he's
Yeah.
like, I didn't. He's like, unlike all these other nerds who write for WWE, I have a life. He's like, I have a healthy sex life with one person, my wife, and I also have 2 kids to boot. He's just like, so guess what? If we're on the road or whatever, and then have to come back home, I have to write next week's episode. I have to write like a bunch of stuff, and then he's like, these nerds, they can do it. Me, I want to take my kids to the park. I want to do things. He's like, Friday night. He's like, there's the Saturday morning conference or whatever. I have to be there. Friday night, I take out my wife. So I was kind of tired the next day. And he's like, so what I do, because when Vince wants you, he wants you on the phone right now. So instead of hanging up, I'll just put the phone on mute and I'd go to sleep and wake up whenever I get the call. And so he's like, so that's what happened. I fell asleep, but I didn't put the phone back on the hook, so it died. So in the middle of their conversation, it said, so-and-so caller has left the call. And this happened to be the week that they were going from Survivor Series all the way to WrestleMania. So they were talking about the juicy stuff. And so Vince, they hear that. Vince, they find out who the caller was. They found out it was him and Stephanie. So Stephanie calls Paul Heyman yelling at him, like, how could you do this to me? My dad's so upset. Like, he was trusted me and all that stuff. And so yada, yada, yada. He had to go and meet with Vince. They're like, Vince wants to see you. And then he's like, I know you listened in. Why'd you listen on that call? He's like, I didn't listen into the call. I was sleeping, I promise. And then And then Vince McMahon's like, I know you did it. I want to hear you say that you did it. And he's just like, look, if it was the other way around, if you knew that Eric Bischoff and WCW were on the other end of the phone, you would pick it up and listen to it. You'd be outside that door with a glass up against the door. You'd be listening in, wouldn't you, Vince? And he's like, you bet your ass I would. And then Paul Heyman's like, if I thought that you guys were a challenge, I'd be doing the same thing too. And then he's just like, and so Vince was like, or he's like, you would do it, right? You would do it if it was WCW. He's like, yes, I would. And you're going to tell me now that you did it. He's just like, Vince, I did not do it. And he's like, exclusive for Steve Austin's podcast. But he's like, I didn't. I swear on my wife and children, I did not listen into that call. But guess what? The 5 weeks before that, I listened to every call. He's like, but he didn't ask me for the 5 weeks, so I'm still telling the truth.
That's like the most Paul Heyman story
For sure.
I've ever heard in my life.
So I'll save the Jericho one for another one. The Jericho one's just, I'm just excited for AEW, the way he talks about it. Anything else?
I guess mine would be, I have like an hour drive to class every day.
Oh, God.
And so like the hour drive, like I have to leave my house at like 7 or like 8 o'clock some mornings. And at 8 o'clock Central Time, I have Sirius XM, so I get to listen to Busted Open, which is like the Sirius XM. It's a pro wrestling like whole entire show.
Oh, cool.
With the host Dave LaGreca, and then Bully Ray is the other host.
I've heard about it.
But when he's not there, it's like Mark Henry or Tommy Dreamer, so it's like still big name guys. And they had Chris Jericho on yesterday, and he was talking they were talking about like why he ultimately decided to go to AEW, and he was like, "Listen, I was fed up in WWE. Like I had the hottest the Festival of Friendship between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
was like the hottest thing on the show the entire year. Like it was the best thing on the show. And at one point, he even said that like it was supposed to be Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho for the Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. And so it went from being that until Goldberg came back, that he went from being in the main event to the second show for the U.S. title, where Vince didn't even care about that feud anymore. So he was like, I was very upset with it. I was like ticked off about it. So he has like, I don't know if you noticed, but like he has a one rule of like, he won't wrestle in the States out of respect for Vince.
Yeah.
So that's why he went to New Japan and had his match with Kenny and Naito, and I think he had one with Tanahashi, maybe. I don't know. But like then he was like, but you know what? I got fed up with it because Vince wouldn't hold up his end of the bargain. So I showed up at All In. It's kind of like a warning shot. Vince didn't take me serious, so he said, you know what? Screw it. I'm signing to AEW. So he's going. That's like part of the reason why he signed to AEW is because like he was sick of part timers coming in and like bumping him out of the way, and then like Vince wasn't looking at him the same way. So he was like, you know what? I'm not being utilized here. I'm just going to go to where I will be. So I thought that was really cool. And then it's like the same kind of comparison between why Jericho left and then why Punk left. Because that year he was the WWE champion, then he had to drop the belt to The Rock just so they could do Rock Cena 2, which, by the way, it should have been Rock Cena Punk at Mania. That would have been really, really cool.
See, like, at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, Rock and Cena again with the title. See, like I said, I was a complete mark. So that's why I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then now it's just like, that would have been dope if it was all three of them. See,
because like at the time for me, I was like, the whole reason why I got back into wrestling was CM Punk. So I was like, CM Punk should never lose, CM Punk, blah, blah. So like when The Rock came back and like took the belt, I was so upset with The Rock. Like I hated The Rock. Because I was like, this is Punk's moment, man. Like you're taking Punk's moment. But like I see the comparison between Jericho and Punk of like they both left because part-timers came in and took the role.
Yeah.
The only difference is Jericho went from being the main event to second on the card, and Punk that year went from being the main event to fighting The Undertaker in the semi-main event. So like his drop-off wasn't
it wasn't that bad, yeah.
But still, like to be the main event and then not be the actual main event, you know, that would tick a lot of people off, especially somebody like Punk.
It's crazy to think he never headlined a WrestleMania, which I still think
he should have.
Which I couldn't believe it. Like just think of it's like CM Punk and Undertaker. Any other Mania would have been, the main event.
Or even like one year it was like CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been a great main event because that was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like Chris Jericho was talking about he had that match with Fandango when he first came in at WrestleMania, and he was like Jericho was like pissed off because he had to like fight Fandango
and lose to Fandango.
Well, he didn't know he was losing. He thought he was winning at the time. He didn't even know he was losing. So like he called Undertaker and was like, I can't believe like Vince is making me do this. He was like, why? Just do it. Like, this is your job. Like, go out there and just do the best you can. And then all of a sudden, like, the next night on Raw, like, everybody's doing the Fandango dance, and like Fandango's over and everything else. So he was like, yeah, that one was on me, but the Goldberg one, that one like set me off even more. So,
yeah, but I mean, he got him over. He did a good job.
Yeah,
Chris Jericho can get anything over. So we have one comment.
You got a list over.
So we have one comment, and it's my dad. He said, I called it Heart Foundation's in the Hall of Fame. And
they deserve
it. They definitely deserve it. I hate how they feel like they have to wait till somebody dies to do it.
I know.
But yeah, they really deserve it. And yes, here there is proof. My dad did call it. Congratulations. He did it. I was actually really surprised to find out that they weren't already in it.
I know, me too.
Maybe just because Vince always has bad blood against somebody. So, and it definitely wouldn't. It wouldn't have been Jim Neidhart. It would have been Brett.
Yeah. I think it's like the year of tag team those.
Yeah.
Like you have DX,
because Harlem Heat too.
Harlem Heat, and then you have the Heart Foundation.
Mm-hmm. That's a good pull.
What tag teams that who they're going to put in next?
Brothers,
put anybody in like Hillbilly Jim because that took forever.
Brothers of Destruction. There they go. I mean, they'll probably be in it
first before.
Yeah.
The brothers go in. I think they'll do individuals first and then put them in together.
Yeah, more than likely. So I guess let's just talk about two things before we jump into the shows. So no sign of Undertaker, and we've heard that John Cena is going to be at the show. Mm-hmm. But we still we have no idea what like capacity that'll be. So what are you thinking right now? We're on Taker watch right now. Is it just not happening this year, you think?
No, I think it is. I just think they're going to like keep it as a surprise. I don't think he'll have a match this year. But what I do think is like, because Elias is supposed to have some concert thing.
Yeah.
And so like I can almost guarantee you that like during the concert thing, Taker's music, somebody's going to interrupt him, obviously. So like
Jeff Jarrett.
It's probably going to be Jarrett and Hogan and Taker. Like I could see those three doing it. But like I think Taker will be there. I think Taker, I don't know, because like he just posted on Instagram, which is really weird that Undertaker has social media.
It's just right there in Death Valley.
Yeah.
There's no outlets in Death Valley.
But he just posted a picture where like he lost 25 pounds and is like in shape. Like he looks like really good. So.
Well, ask my dad. My dad and my brother went to go see The Undertaker at the mall. So,
really?
Dad, in the comments, let us hear it. How good of shape does Undertaker look? Does it look like he's in fighting shape?
He should be. And then, like, for Cena, I honestly think we're going to get Cena Angle.
I think
something's going to happen to Corbin, and then we're going to end up getting Cena Angle, which I hope, because I love Kurt Angle, but, like, which we'll talk about later on, like Raw and SmackDown.
And SmackDown.
But he needs somebody like Cena to fight him at Mania, not Angle, or not Corbin.
Gum said your logo is backwards. Yeah, it's just kind of how it works. It's not backwards when I look at it. It's backwards when you guys.
It's not backwards when I look at it. It looks normal to me.
Oh, really? All right. Well,
yeah.
Then shut up, Gum. Damn. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, Angle and Cena. Yeah, I think Cena and it has to fight Kurt because WWE never points out whenever the fans don't like their decisions, and they did point it out.
This one heavily.
Yeah, so I mean, they're like, you guys should be doing that for most things. My dad says fighting shape. So
yeah, so we'll see him at Mania.
Hell yeah. And my dad also said Jim Neidhart is the reason that he grew a goatee. This right here is because I don't like how my face looks. There it is. I
Now you're
prefer.
going for like a Bray Wyatt, Phil.
Oh yeah, Bray Wyatt. That's my guy. I'm actually.
Speaking of Bray Wyatt, did you hear about him and JoJo?
I did. They're expecting
Yeah.
a child.
Yep. So congrats to them.
Yeah, good things can come out of infidelity. Would stick longer, but got my own stream to attend to. Yeah, you should definitely. That's the number one rule for streams. You should be there.
You should be at your
You
own
should
stream.
be at your streams. I definitely appreciate you coming in. So, like I said at the beginning, Raw's kind of just meandering on. There's a lot of stuff, especially like SmackDown. Like, it just seems like, so you guys don't really plan this stuff out, do you? I was really hoping you did, but it looks like Vince wakes up and he's like, you know what? I'm feeling a title change, and then we get it.
It's I don't know. It's weird. Like Mania should feel a lot bigger than it does. This year. Like the card, if you look at it, it's stacked, but like it doesn't feel like that. I mean, it's a big deal, but it doesn't feel like it's as big of a deal as it should.
Yeah, especially like how great the card is. Like the only this is the culmination of all the year's storylines, right? But it seems like I just want to get over this so we can get to new storylines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm excited for the match I'm the most excited for is Kofi.
Yep.
Dan.
Same.
And I'm still excited for the women's triple threat. I think it'll be a really, really good match, especially after what happened on SmackDown. That kind of throws another dynamic in.
Yeah.
And then I'm just intrigued to see what they do with like Brock and Seth, because like anything is really possible with that match. Because the years you think Brock is going to lose, he wins, and the years you think he wins, he wins anyway. So it's just like, you never what to expect. But then again, he hasn't been there, and like Seth is like the guy right now. And so I don't know. It's a really weird. It's going to be really hard to predict this WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not that scared, about my belt, but
Can't even find it. Like you're not.
No, I had it, and then I had to get up for something. I had to get up for the light. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, where is it? But yeah, I'm kind of nervous about the WrestleMania because.
When are you putting out your predictions?
When? I'm probably not gonna do it till like that Saturday. Oh God, it's like next Saturday. I don't know. I'd have to check. But I'll let you know before.
That Friday night.
Oh yeah, but we're not going to predict Takeover because.
Yeah. So our podcast may need to be Thursday next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is going to have to be Thursday. We'll figure it out.
And then, so like Friday's Takeover, Saturday's the Hall of Fame, which I'm probably not going to watch.
I don't really watch it.
I'm probably going to splurge and get the G1 special.
Okay.
Ring of Honor New Japan because that looks actually really good.
And that one's on Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I probably won't get it. I'll just look at reactions about it.
Yeah. That's normally what I do, but this one I'm like, I might get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that. Didn't they just get a 5-star match in their tournament? Like the final?
Yeah. And like I don't know, some of the matches are like going to be insane because like it's Will Ospreay and Jeff Cobb, which it's going to be an outstanding match. And then you have Jay White and Okada, which will be really good. So the matches are going to be really, really good to watch. And then you have the triple threat for the Ring of Honor title with Jay Lethal, Marty Scurll, and Matt Taven.
Jay Lethal, I remember watching him on TNA.
Because they had a Ring of Honor show in Nashville 6 months ago. But I went to it because Cody and the Bucks were still there. So I went to it, and Jay Lethal was probably the best match of the card. He was ridiculous.
Yeah. So the one that sticks out in my head is he had a feud with somebody who Ric Flair was their manager. So he was doing a Ric Flair impression, and it was great.
I always like that meme where it's your dog when it sees another dog.
Yeah.
Come back wooing.
Yeah. That. Oh yeah, I kind of want to talk about Raw, but I just really want to jump into SmackDown first because I think that's the stuff that was the most shocking. So we'll talk about Raw because we were saying, it's just kind of meandering, limping its way because a lot of the stuff we've seen a bunch of times. So instead of building on each other each episode, they're kind of just sidestepping, doing the same kind of things. We're just waste. It all seems like filler now, except for this a few things that are happening on SmackDown. Doesn't feel like filler.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, I agree. I think Kofi's the only one I'm actually looking forward to because I think they built that right. I know people are like, "Oh, it's just another gauntlet match," but it was a different dynamic. Like it was like they're fighting for their brother now, like the new day. And I really enjoyed that. I really love the storytelling about like that gauntlet. We'll talk about Charlotte versus Asuka, but I really want to get into this gauntlet. So we had the club get dispatched in like a minute and a half. They're definitely leaving.
Yeah, they are on their way out. They are. I would be shocked if they aren't like AEW bound. For sure.
Yeah, I would be too, because they're apparently refusing to sign a contract as well.
Because
they're not being.
They should have been. They should have been pushed a lot better. SmackDown Tag Division is just like the SmackDown Women's Division. Like, I feel bad for the 6 or 7 people who aren't in the top because they aren't getting anything.
Yeah.
They're getting absolutely nothing, and so it's like they work just as hard as everybody else, but they don't get any recognition because they're not the top tier. Like, Sanity is amazing. Sanity should be in, like, the tag title picture.
For sure. Like, imagine Sanity and the Hardy Boys. Like,
imagine Sanity and New Day. Like,
yeah.
That would be the Wyatt family and New Day were amazing, and so like Sanity and New Day, bring back the Wyatt family and do Wyatt family versus Sanity. That would be awesome.
What if Bray Wyatt was like a part of Sanity?
That would be I would be all for that.
Or what if
I would love it? I would honestly love it though if like Daniel Bryan started his own cult and like the Wyatt family joined it.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of like a callback, but like Daniel Bryan does a whole lot better. Like,
that would be awesome. Like
that would be really cool.
That little part, like I know it was only a week where Daniel Bryan was a part of the Wyatt family.
It was awesome.
But
he was part of it.
But when he turned back face, like I was like, "Do it, bro! Do it! Do it!" I was like, "Yeah, it probably would mean more if they dragged it out or whatever, to like make it on a pay-per-view." But it was like the next week, and I was like, "Yes, yeah!" And like
his slowest yes chant too that he was starting in the corner. Like he just slowly started, and it kept building and building. So it was done really well.
That was a sick pop though. When he turned on Bray, because he was like in the Sister Abigail. I was like, "No, don't let him do it."
And he pushes out of it.
It was great. All right.
Good pop.
But so the club's not getting utilized right. And oh my God, what have they done to Shinsuke and Rusev? Like, it's fine, and it was still like good tag team wrestling, but these people, like, they should be fighting for titles.
Shinsuke needs to go back to Japan.
He does, and that's a terrible thing because, like, honestly, I don't watch, like, I've only watched like a handful of New Japan stuff. Yeah. But like, if that means like that he'll be doing better and get used right, then do it. Like,
because like the few New Japan matches I've watched Shinsuke AJ, which was ridiculously good, and then I've watched like Shinsuke and Kota Ibushi, which was ridiculously good, and then Shinsuke and Kenny Omega. So like he can put on great matches. I don't know if like they aren't utilizing him or they aren't letting him do his thing.
I think that has to be it, you know?
Because like I don't know, his like moves, like because even in NXT, like his moveset was ridiculous. Like his match with Sami Zayn when he first came in was one of the best NXT matches I've ever seen. And then like even like Bobby Roode and him didn't have the greatest matches, but they were still really good. Him and Samoa Joe tore the house down. Like he puts on great matches if you let him. And then like the WrestleMania match between him and AJ should have been absolutely killer, but it wasn't. And then like it just kind of slowly boiled from there. Plus him losing to Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam didn't help that at all.
No, not at all.
So yeah, I don't know what they're doing with him.
See, and I thought they were going to right there, I thought they were going to put the belt on Shinsuke. Because I thought, like, with John Cena, I was like, oh, why dude takes out Foreign Menace? He's going to be Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. But then Shinsuke won, I was like, oh, this will be a nice scapegoat. They're like, we didn't do it. It's the foreign guy taking it from the foreign guy.
I wonder if they didn't let him win for, like, when because, like, he went to do that the backdrop, whatever, and he like landed Cena right on his neck. I wonder if they were like, all right, since you did that, like you're not going to win the title. But like right after it happens, like right after the match, you see like Shinsuke go up to Cena and say, I'm sorry. And Cena's like, don't apologize. That was my fault. So, like, I don't know if that was it or not. Or that Vince just really doesn't like Shinsuke.
I'm sure he was looking for any excuse not to put the belt on him. And I think it still is just that pettiness from him making a name anywhere else, you know? And then people, I'm sure people are telling him, no, you need to be doing this with Shinsuke. He's like, well, he hasn't done shit here, so blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm pretty sure.
That's why, I'm really nervous for, Aleister Black and Ricochet and Adam Cole, especially Adam Cole. Because Adam Cole could be, the next big thing in the WWE, but...
No, that's Brock Lesnar. He's the next big thing.
He's been there for a while. He needs to go.
No, it's just theme music.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Adam Cole isn't the tallest guy or the biggest guy, but he is and he is the entire package. And so I hope that they use him well. But if Shinsuke and some of these other guys are any indication, then it's not that good. Plus, I've heard that they're thinking about putting Johnny Gargano on 205 Live, all these different things. So I'm very skeptical of what they're gonna do. Yeah. But even Rusev, how Vince punishes somebody for making a name outside of the WWE or getting over on their own.
Yep.
What else were they supposed to do, though?
Wait for you to put him on TV?
Yeah, Kofi got over on his own. Mm-hmm. And, I wonder if Vince is... I really wonder if Vince is going to let him win at Mania. I honestly don't think he will.
And guess what? He never said that Kofi... He said, Kofi, you're going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, he never said for what.
Yeah. I was like, yes, Vince, we know. He'll get on a bus at least. He'll figure it out. He's got a ticket for sure.
And then, Rusev should have won. Rusev should have been a world champion a long time ago. But I don't, it's a really weird situation of, guys who get over on their own or, make a name for themselves outside the WWE, pay the punishment for it.
Yeah. And, I could see, obviously not the way he's booked now, but I was I could see, Rusev taking the fight to, Brock Lesnar and something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll never see it because he's not booked like that. And he's just, a natural, he's a natural babyface. It's easy to say foreign menace and do all that stuff. But, he's such a, cool guy and, a funny guy. Yeah. He's just so easy. That's why Rusev Day took off. Because he's just a great dude. If they're going to do that, take him off of, Total Divas and Total Bellas because he's just super charming.
He is. He really, really is. And I don't know, the whole thing is just weird.
Yeah. So, the feud they had isn't one where you could become friends after. He hurt, Shinsuke hit Lana.
They became friends after R-Truth won. It was that they're both foreign guys, so now they're best friends. It's that makes no sense, at all.
They did have some good teamwork though. I thought I saw some good moves in there, but just because those guys are talented, and it's just you can't. The bar came out doing the bar shit.
I love it.
Yeah, they're so good. It's kind of crazy.
I was thinking about this. They formed together 4 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And because they did that best of 7 series.
Yeah.
And I remember when it first happened, everybody was like, "Oh, we got to watch them fight 7 times, blah blah whatever." All 7 matches were really good, but then when they got teamed together, who would have thought there to now how good they actually are?
Yeah, I think they're just guys that understand the business, and obviously Vince wasn't gonna let Cesaro get a singles push because he doesn't think he's the guy. He doesn't think he has it, even though I don't know what he's missing. He's got everything.
He's the height. He's the build.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he can't speak, but put a manager with him. Lesnar can't speak either.
The best of the best of the best.
The beast of the best.
me and my girlfriend my girlfriend makes fun of him every time. She's like, but he's the best of the best of the best of the best. Oh, but I just remembered. You brought up Adam Cole. I watched that 5-way or whatever for the title match. It was so good. Yeah. And you said, he's the whole package. Yeah, my girlfriend won't stop telling me.
Listen, there are some guys that it's just understandable.
No, I get it.
When I went to go see Aquaman, when Jason Momoa had his shirt off, I was like, I get it. I get it.
No, speaking of that, I want my physique to be like Rusev. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. I don't need to I'm not trying to get super cut. I just want a big old chest, so it doesn't matter. Like what's
I'm
down
going for
there.
the Kevin Owens.
Okay. Good. That's hot. And I was about to be so mad when the Usos came out. I was like, you can't be fucking rooting for Kofi in the back last week.
Yeah.
Like, we need some continuity. It's like, you guys aren't heels. Like, you guys are, like, in between. Like, you guys
They're
are...
tweeners.
They're for sure. They're the epitome of tweeners. Just the fact that you're so good you're over, you know? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, we forfeit," and I was just like, and it was so good because like Xavier like protecting Big E, like, oh, dude, that was like all the shit, dude. It's just like all the battles they fought with each other in Hell in a Cell and like all of it, like their rap battle against each other, everything.
That's like the only continuity that WWE has is like the respect between the New Day and the Usos.
For real, yeah, and I love it.
They'll beat the crap out of each other, and then like they'll come out and say, "Listen, you beat us, but hey, we put up a fight and we respect each other." So like that was really cool to see that, and then them come out and say, "Listen, we forfeit." And then I love the temper tantrum that Daniel Bryan threw in the locker room.
It was the worst. Perfect. It was the worst, and I love how he said, "Gosh darn it!"
He threw like a lawn. Like I don't know where the lawn chair came from, but he threw a lawn chair.
Who's bringing lawn chairs into the locker room? All right, who thinks we're going to the beach?
Wrestlers do that weird, like when they watch TV, they watch it like this.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like it makes no sense like why they do that. So like the fact that he did that and then threw the lawn chair was like, all right, we're going for it.
And then Eric Rowan, they're like, well, just kind of stay out of his way and kind of push over the TV, maybe.
Yeah.
That was really funny. I hate how we talk about how baby faces are idiots. And I hate how they're all like, oh, why are they doing that? Why are they throwing them into the table? And why is the bar still attacking them? Any one of you except for Kofi can go out and stop them.
Yeah.
Only Kofi is banned. The match is over. They're not going to get DQ'd.
Send Asuka out. Like, well, actually, no, don't send Asuka out. Poor Asuka.
Poor Asuka.
Yeah, like that makes no sense. Like you could send anybody out. Like why didn't the Usos come down and make a save before they came out to fight? That makes no sense.
Because then it wouldn't have made it as special.
But then it's like every once in a while you have a referee come like after like a decision's made, he'll come running down and then like try to change it, and it's like, okay, if you do that once, you gotta do it every time.
It's like no, all the other refs were on break. They couldn't.
It's like no, that makes no sense. You gotta have some realness to it.
And then we got Bryan and Rowan coming out, and I thought it was great like storytelling because they didn't just like pin everybody. I love how they won by count out I think Rowan did a good job too. He's like no, and he like when Big E
like when the table fell on top of him, you could see his like feet twitching like every once in a while. It was like that's great, good touch.
And I love like just the crowd was into it. They were counting a little too fast, but it's because they were excited. And I think like, and it's crazy. Like Xavier Woods and Big E are so good.
They are. They really are.
Like I would love after Kofi wins, like at SummerSlam, to have it be like a 3-way for the WWE Championship. Not like oh we're all heel, like we turned on Kofi, like an actual like shake hands and let's like have a fight.
See, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. They won by count out. And so and plus when they asked Vince if Kofi's going to WrestleMania, he like paused.
Yeah.
And so what I think might happen is next week Vince comes out and says, "Yeah, Kofi, you're going to WrestleMania, but if you want to fight for the WWE Championship, you got to fight at least 2 other people, and that's Big E and Xavier Woods. And if you guys try to forfeit, well then all 3 of you are fired." And it's all right, well, now they have to, and like the winner goes on to like fight Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. So like those 3 guys have to like fight each other. I think that's just another way to like make it more heely for like Vince.
Yeah, because he has a lot of trouble getting heat.
Well, yeah. There's no such thing as too much heat.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be a way. Plus, like I don't know if you noticed, but like Big E had some like Tommaso Ciampa eyes at one point. Was like Kofi was celebrating. He looked like he was getting ready to beat it, like attack him then and there. So I don't know if they're going to turn Big E heel. I hope not.
I would hate it.
but they might start planting like some seeds for that at some point.
Just because they've shown us time and time again, after they break people up, they have no idea what to do with them after.
Except for the Shield.
Except for the Shield.
Yeah.
But
like Evolution.
Well, Evolution was always, I felt like it was always like gonna break
they were
up,
main event guys anyways.
Yeah. Like this was main event guys in a stable, like.
And like I think like at some point everybody kind of realized like, yeah, in the Shield, like all three guys are going to be main eventing.
Yeah.
Because like, all three guys are good.
Remember when everybody was screaming for Roman Reigns, and then nobody wanted Roman Reigns.
It was like overnight. Like it was rough for Roman. It was like 2014 Royal Rumble. Everybody was cheering for him to beat Batista.
Yeah.
And then the 2015 Royal Rumble, everybody was booing him.
Boo!
Plus, they did Rusev again, so like Rusev almost won, and then everybody got excited for that, and then he lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Big E, I think if they do break up the New Day, Kofi will be fine and Big E will be fine. I don't know about Xavier.
Yeah, and which is the sad thing because he's super talented.
Good. Yeah.
I would love for them to do like a tournament for the U.S. title. They did it last year, but like Jinder Mahal won or whatever. So stupid.
Oh yeah.
I think they need to. I love tournaments. Like they make me happy. Yeah. And I think it's a great way to make it seem like, oh, you have to watch next week or make the matches seem connected. So, I don't know. I think they just need to figure it out.
Yeah. But I am very excited for Kofi Bryan at Mania.
Dude, I started to kind of well up when everyone came out. I was like, why am I feeling like this?
WWE's making me feel emotions.
Yeah. And I just was like, hell yeah, and everyone's behind him. I think seeing like Kevin Owens out there, I was like, yeah, it takes him a lot to be happy for somebody.
But like the craziest thing of all is like the Royal Rumble was like what 3 months ago, and like the most over person at the Royal Rumble, without a doubt, was Becky. And now it's like, well, mainly because of booking. Like Becky has cooled off quite a bit from where she was. But Kofi has like taken that mantra of like Kofi's the most over person going into WrestleMania. Like at MetLife Stadium, it's going to be like 99% Kofi, like maybe 1% Daniel Bryan.
Like I hate to say it, but I was like, I would love for this to be the last thing to go on. For them to throw a curveball and be like, oh no, this is the main event and we're not getting Kofi versus Bryan. And then have to be like, all right, like something happens, like the New Day come out, we're not leaving until you give the match.
Yeah.
And then people's like...
Yeah, I mean, that would be if you wanted to do something like that, but I think I like it's like this because otherwise it would be too much like the Daniel Bryan story.
Yeah, I can feel that.
He has to fight one match at the beginning and then he's in the main event at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I really think the women deserve to main event.
I think so too.
It's not, they couldn't help the booking. It's not their fault. Plus, I really think those three are going to tear the house down. I think it's going to be a really good match because it's going to be cool to see heel Ronda, heel Charlotte, and then super hot babyface Becky. I think that'll be really cool. Plus, when we talk about the title change, I'll get into some other things I was thinking as well. But I do think Kofi and Daniel Bryan will be one of the main events for sure. The only issue is we have three baby faces going for main titles, and there's no way all three of them are winning.
Correct.
There's absolutely no way, unless for some reason Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar open up the show, which I would be cool with. I think that'd be cool.
Justin said Nico's against women because I suggested Kofi for the main event. That's not the case. I think they will also tear it down. Definitely, I think they should have kept Becky off TV for longer.
Or not made her sell the knee injury so much.
That too.
She was selling the knee injury for 2 months, and it's shouldn't her knee be fine by now? This is getting a little weird.
It's WrestleMania is not that far away. I don't think you understand how long a knee takes to heal.
And then 1 week she was limping, and then the next week she was walking fine. It's her knee's better. Her knee's fine now.
It turns out it was cured by Dr. Kayfabe. I don't know where he got his degree from. I think he's a doctor like Dr. Pepper is a doctor. All right, well, we could go because I think it's a perfect segue into Charlotte versus Asuka. There was absolutely no build. a build for this. It just, hey, Charlotte's gonna have a match. She's gonna show what she brings to the match, and then Asuka comes out, and then we don't even hear it. Nobody knows until he says, "And this is for the SmackDown Women's Title." What?
What?
Why? And then Asuka
When he
is
said
a good.
That, when
It's
he
a
said that, I was like, "Oh no, Charlotte's winning." I was like, "Oh no, this is not good."
I had it ruined for me before I even watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I have to watch it the next day on Hulu, and it wasn't Twitter that ruined it for me this time. It was YouTube. Like my feed was like shock title change, and one of them's like a silhouette. I was like, oh, I don't know, and then one of them's literally Charlotte holding it like this, and I was just like, wait a minute, I think I know what happens. So that was great. I was like, damn, that was a fast turnaround. It's still Tuesday.
Yeah. The match was really, really good, though.
Of course, because they're great. Like I was saying about I've been listening to like Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, and he just talks about, he's like, the women are fighting in their attitude era right now. Like they do heel shit. Like they'll focus on a body part and they'll like go after it over and over again. They'll do heel shit, and then he's just like, and that makes you care about the babyface comeback. He's like, they do it in the men's, but what do you care if the heel's not doing the heel shit? Like if you're not emotionally invested, who cares if he comes back?
Yeah, and it's like, when's the last time we've seen somebody, like, the thing I remember the most about Becky is when she came in swinging her crutch like a madman.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time we've seen somebody do it like that? Like, be that, like, crazy with it. And, like, I know she gets compared a lot to Stone Cold Steve Austin, which there are a lot of comparisons that fit. But, like, the thing about, like, Asuka and Charlotte is, like, they're not just two of the greatest, like, pro wrestlers today. And like not even like the women's, like they're better than almost all the men.
They're great.
There are a few guys I might put above Charlotte and Asuka, but not many. And like to me, I think Charlotte and Asuka both are probably the two greatest like women professional wrestlers of all time. And I'm not saying that because Charlotte Flair is the daughter of Ric Flair. Charlotte Flair, in my opinion, is almost, if not better of a wrestler than her dad was.
Yeah, I would say that. I think Rick was just like he was a great wrestler, but a great seller.
Great character.
Yeah.
And a great seller. Charlotte, man, the moonsault she can hit is the most beautiful. It's the second most. Io Shirai has one of the best ones.
Yeah, like that one's really good.
Yeah. But like Charlotte Flair can like drop a moonsault on anybody and it looks amazing. Her figure 8 looks amazing. Like she's tall, she's pretty, she's athletic, she can do almost anything. And then you have Asuka who literally and like has a feeling that she can literally kick your head off because when she did the roundhouse kick to Mandy Rose and
she died.
make connection, I felt bad for Mandy.
Yeah. They buried Mandy under that ring.
Yeah, they did. But like that match was absolutely amazing. It's just the finish is so random and so weird. Like it makes sense because in a sense of like, yes, now Charlotte's a champion, Ronda's a champion. That makes Becky even more of an underdog. Like I get that. But in that process, you're burying Asuka as well. And it's like that, you can't do that to Asuka.
Yeah. Like, so you were saying how, like, if you're not one of the, like, main eventers in the women's division, like, you feel bad for them. And it's just like, I'm sure Vince, like, looked at the card and was like, well, we can't add another match. And also, who would Asuka even face? It's like, well, you put somebody in that position, and that, like, starts, you build a character. You build someone to be a main eventer.
There's no reason why Sonya Deville couldn't face Asuka at WrestleMania.
Or have, like
Sonya Deville is amazing. Like, I don't want to say amazing, but she has a lot of potential.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, I build her up. You know, you have Lacey Evans walking down the ring, turn around and walking back. Actually put her in the ring and build her up.
Yeah.
You could even build up Mandy Rose if you wanted to, or Carmella, or somebody. Bring somebody from NXT. Like, do something different. Don't just do the same repetition each and every week.
Yeah, something. Like, you can't just expect everyone to just get over. Like, you have to build them.
Yeah,
And
you have to like put them in situations where they can get over.
and then I just hate how it was the same way as WrestleMania. She didn't get pinned. She tapped out. She gave up. Like I seriously don't think that like WWE takes it like as seriously as like I would. It was like if she gets pinned, that's like not that bad. Like she just but she tapped out. She quit. So.
And that that goes back to like the thing with, because I've talked to you about this a few times and I've ranted about this a few times on here.
About Becky?
Yeah, about Becky tapping at the Royal Rumble. Not only does that like make Becky's character look bad, but they haven't brought that up since the Royal Rumble. So like Asuka tapping out Becky should be a really, really big deal, but it's not. Like because they don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have her pass out, that makes Asuka look super strong. It makes Becky look super strong. And so, like, making somebody tap, it makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Unless they're a heel.
You could have her hit, like, natural selection and pick up the win that way. Or she could be, like, she could have her in the figure eight. She gets out somehow. Asuka gets up, turned around, boom, spear, and she beats you that way. Like, some way, just tapping looks really, really bad.
For real. And so I was about to say something else, but you already said everything. Like, it just isn't as good. How long is WrestleMania supposed to be this year? Long.
8 hours.
Yeah, some shit like that.
There's
all day. You better
16 matches.
Oh God. So I'm eating and drinking all day and sitting in front of my TV and watching some wrestling.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to start at like 4, 3, something like that.
Dude.
And there's like a 2-hour pre-show. So like the show itself is like 6 hours, but 8 hours altogether with the pre-show.
Yeah. That's wow. That's a lot.
Plus all the. I sent you on Twitter the rumor that Flo Rida is supposed to have like a 40-minute concert.
That's a joke, right?
It has to be. I really hope it is.
Like that's so funny. How is that different from any other day? Wow, come on. Sometimes I got stuff to do. I don't drink and eat all day.
You're not sitting watching wrestling, though.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. Sometimes I'm drinking and eating in the middle of anatomy and physiology. So we could talk a little bit about Raw stuff. I don't really care to.
If you're gonna put Charlotte in like that match on SmackDown, then why not have her win the Beat the Clock challenge on Monday Night Raw, and then she can like earn that, like she can earn it that way.
That Beat the Clock challenge was so weird.
Dumb. It was dumb. And like the Ronda promo before was weird.
It was weird. Oh wait, I forgot to say something.
Mic drop, boom. Oh wait, one more thing, and it's like no, like just say what you want to say and then do the mic drop. Like
so weird.
I don't know. The booking is really weird. I'm still excited for it.
It's you said something a few weeks ago. You're like, we're not gonna remember this. We're just gonna remember the match. So all this crazy dumb stuff. I love the beat the clock challenge. Again, it's another thing where it's like you can have that on a SmackDown or something like that, and it all feels connected because like someone's trying to beat the clock to earn the title match. Like I love that shit because there's like a certain sense of tension. Like once you get like, oh, that thing's going down, like here it goes, and you get like high octane matches. And this one's like, oh, it's for momentum for WrestleMania.
So dumb.
For fucking
and
what?
I don't have a problem necessarily with the match itself. It's another thing that is thrown on top of the Riot Squad.
Again, yes.
Like the Riot Squad look like absolute crap after this. Mm-hmm. And so it's like I don't know. It's so dumb what they're doing. And like, okay, if you're gonna do the Beat the Clock challenge and you're gonna have Becky win, then why not, like, on Tuesday night say, all right, Becky, since you won the Beat the Clock challenge, you now face Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's like Vince stops her and says, where do you think you're going? Like, you're not getting this match. Charlotte's getting this match. So Charlotte comes out, even, like, now you get heel heat on Charlotte, and then she can win the match. And that's, at least there's somewhat of continuity there, not just like, oh yeah, hey, Charlotte gets a random title shot and wins, even though she just got beat on Monday Night Raw and Beat the Clock challenge where it was for nothing. Like, it makes no sense.
And that just means like, hey, they're just planning this 7 o'clock hits, go out there. Like, that's just what it feels like. And there's a reason that the ratings are going down leading to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be the opposite. More people be coming in. Like, when you hear, like, Batista's going to be on the show, I got to watch. And then, like, you stay for the current talent.
Yeah.
And it's just
they
just
haven't
a bunch of
haven't
nonsense.
built that matchup very well.
No.
I did like Triple H's promo.
Oh, Triple H can do a good promo. Yeah, we know.
like him reading the letter of like, give me what I want. So tell me what you want. That was funny.
And he was like, I'm glad they didn't give me his mic from last week.
I'm glad they gave me a dry microphone and not one with spit all over it. That was good.
Triple H is a good guy.
But it was, I don't know, that match doesn't get a lot of build. They're finally starting to build Seth and Brock, because the two promos there were really good.
Yeah.
And I love it when Paul Heyman gets scared and falls down and is like, I'm just an advocate. I'm just the advocate.
Brock told me to say it. Brock told me.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
But it's really weird. And then I guess we're just kind of skimming through Raw. We're not going to talk about a whole lot. The Kurt Joe match was supposed to be really good, but holy cow, Kurt is slow now.
Yeah, so that makes me, because I'm like, oh, that's gonna be his last match, and I do like that they're doing he's having a match of somebody. I love how it's anybody who would be better than Baron Corbin.
Monday night he's supposed to face
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
and
Tuesday he faced AJ, which was a decent match, but then.
Yeah,
I love RKO out of nowhere, so I popped for that.
But there was when Kurt Angle did the Angle Slam to Randy Orton.
It was rough.
Yeah,
it was rough.
And then I was just like,
he picked up too early. Randy didn't go with him, so then he had to do it again. It was just like this. Kurt, listen, I love you, but this needs to be your last match, which is why I think Cena needs to be his opponent, not Corbin, because Cena could get him through the match.
Yeah,
Cena could get him through a match pretty easily.
For sure. I think...
I'm glad they're not doing Angle Taker, because that would be two old men bumping into each other.
This would have been really good about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was. I think I remember I don't know if it was at WrestleMania. Did he ever fight Angle at WrestleMania? I know he fought Angle for the title once, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it was at Mania, though.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Super dope. What was I going to say? There's something. Oh, can we get it going to where... can we put hashtag Kurt rocks, so that way at his last match, can they say you rock instead of you suck? I know it's a fun thing to say you suck, because we all said it when he was a heel, but come on, man. Yes, he's a great sportsman. He's a good sport about it, but let's say he rocks for his last match.
I enjoy it. And what was really funny Monday night is Paul Heyman was sitting there Indian style. And then, he came out right after that happened. They started chanting the "You suck," and he was chanting it towards Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman just had this look on his face I hate you so much.
I love Paul Heyman. He's great.
Oh, I do too.
And there was a good one. He's just like, I don't want your thoughts and prayers. I am the answer to your thoughts and prayers. I was like, God, that was awesome.
Apparently, we are getting Finn Balor, the Demon Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley.
Because we saw the promo art of the Demon.
And he said, then I'll just beat the Demon out of him. And it's like, okay, you're going to lose.
Also, why didn't you use the Demon for Brock Lesnar? Whatever.
But yeah, he used the Demon to face Baron Corbin at the
SummerSlam.
Series or SummerSlam. And it's like, Finn, use the Demon all the time.
No, he wants to beat somebody as the man. Remember how the Demon was going to fight Bray Wyatt in drag?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. He's supposed to be Sister Abigail.
Me and my girlfriend, we talk about it all the time, that how Sister Abigail should be like a women's wrestler.
Should be Nikki Cross.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. As soon as I saw Nikki Cross, I was like, yeah, she's Nikki Cross right now, but she's so crazy, so she's susceptible to the soul of Sister Abigail.
Or what if it was somebody like Alexa Bliss?
What? That'd be cool too.
I would like that. What if it's JoJo?
Oh God, please don't. Dude, the Sister Abigail is possessing the baby. Instead of Rosemary's baby, it's Abigail's baby.
I mean, we've seen weirder stuff. I mean, we have seen Vince McMahon fight God before and win.
Of course.
That was.
Guess who booked that one? All right, before we get out, we'll talk about one last cringy ass thing about Raw. We'll talk about Michael Che and Colin Jost versus Braun Strowman in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Whatever.
I like them on Saturday Night Live. And I think Colin Jost does a good job of being like the heel guy.
Yeah.
But those are two spots
like,
that could be taken by actual wrestlers.
I will say I laughed when he said, I learned from the last time not to put, I forget who he had, like what t-shirt he had on. So like I'm gonna make sure
the Phillies.
I do the right
He's like,
I
was like, I won't put the Phillies hat on this time.
It was Boston. Says I'm gonna put the right team's hat on, and he bent down and put the Yankees hat on. I'm like, that's a good one. I'll give him that one. That got some good heel heat, because then like the crowd started chanting Yankees suck.
Yeah, they're like, boo.
That's good. But I don't know. That's the one thing I don't like about WrestleMania is, like, sometimes the celebrity stuff isn't great. Like, the year Shaq came out for as a surprise was cool. Like, I like that. That was cool. But other than that, it's like, do we really need celebrities? Like,
so we're gonna have to pick for the winner.
Are they really celebrities?
I'm gonna pick Nicholas to win the Battle Royal. I really want Nicholas to make his return. Is he still in middle school?
Nicholas is going to do the run-in and save Strowman.
Oh my gosh, that would make me laugh so hard. I need it now.
And then while Strowman has his back turned, Nicholas is going to dump him off the top rope.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Pandemonium. I would pop for that.
Nicholas throws out the Monster Among Men. The Monster Among Middle School is Nicholas.
But then, like, Drew McIntyre, somebody slides in and, like, Claymore's the kid.
Yeah, that'd be great, too. And then he's dead. Okay,
so that was a good segment, was Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Their promos were really good.
Except for the part where he talks about him gonna kill him being worse than leukemia.
I can look past that because he's a heel. It's like,
I know, but, like, it's just like, stop. Why? You don't need to do that.
Yeah, you don't, but it's a good way just to get cheap heat and whatever. The one issue I have is they are making Dean Ambrose look as bad as possible if he is leaving.
Yeah, I think.
And if he's staying, they're making him look even worse.
Yeah, so I think that means he's definitely leaving, because I don't think we needed that match. Like,
no, because we had 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we got it.
The Anywhere match was really good, but then like Drew won pretty definitively. And then it's like, all right, we're going to do a last man standing match now. And it's like, well, this is not good. Like, no. It's not going to end well. Which, like, I love Drew. Like, there's a part of me that I hope Drew wins at WrestleMania, but I know there's no way he will.
No way. No chance. That's what you got.
No chance. That's what you got. But I do think he will be a future World Heavyweight Champion at some point. He has to be.
I think that, like I said, like this portion after Roman relinquished the title would be a perfect time to put it on like a heel Braun Strowman or a heel Drew McIntyre. So that, like, even after they lose it, say like Brock Lesnar comes back or whatever, say you can even write it in like he didn't want to show up to Saudi Arabia or whatever. Yeah. And so it's Drew versus Braun Strowman. Either one of those guys wins. Say Brock wins it back at the Rumble or something like that. Yeah. But they're still former Universal Champion. Like they're still in that conversation.
That would be cool.
So like it just gives them credibility, you know.
Plus, like, after WrestleMania, they're supposed to have a superstar shakeup. So like,
even though the brand split means nothing.
Yeah, I know. But like, I do think like if Drew does go to SmackDown, that would be really cool. Because like Drew versus AJ would be a really good match.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be awesome, actually.
Drew versus Randy Orton would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, like him going to SmackDown would be cool. Finn Balor going to SmackDown would be cool. There's a lot that could really happen. I was going to ask you this: do you think at WrestleMania they're going to try to unify the women's championship, or? That's
literally what I wrote down right now. I was like, unify? Question mark.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think so. I think they want that picture of Becky with both of them.
See, because here's what I'm thinking.
Are you thinking 4 horsewomen?
Well, but SmackDown's going to Fox.
Yeah.
And so I really think that they're going to want a champion on Fox all the time.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're going to unify. What I think is going to probably end up happening is Becky will win and tap out, hopefully Ronda. Make Ronda tap. That would be great. And so you have Becky, the new Raw Women's Champion. Charlotte gets in the ring. They hold their titles over their heads, and then like they shake hands or whatever. And then Bayley and Sasha come out, and then you get the whole 4 horsewomen thing. That would be really cool because it's the first ever women's main event in WrestleMania. You know, you get the 4 horsewomen, the 4 women who basically are sort of responsible. Them and Paige are sort of responsible for the women's evolution.
Yeah.
Like that would be like a really, really cool moment to have the 4 of them holding titles at the biggest show of them all after a really great main event. That's what I kind of see happening. That
would be really cool. I'm definitely excited for that. I know what you're saying about Fox, but I think that I don't know how that's going to work because Raw's still going to be on USA, and I think there'll be like less crossover once they go to Fox.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe they'll want like a brand new title or something like that.
Maybe.
It
but then again, you could just like create a new title.
Yeah.
Like you could throw that one in the trash like Daniel Bryan did, and get a eco-friendly one or whatever. Just don't bring back the butterfly.
Yeah, don't bring back
butterfly. Looks awful.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. But I think the or both of them look better than the Universal title.
Yeah, the big red damn belt.
Yeah, I don't like the big
I
red.
hate that belt.
I think I was like maybe like red and black, not like all red.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, because then they'd be like, oh, we got to make the SmackDown one blue.
Oh, why not just bring back the World Heavyweight title?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Belt. The big gold belt was nice. Like it was really nice.
I prefer. Well, why don't they just make it the Spinner Championship? Make it the Spinner Championship. That was the best one.
No. That was bad. I hated that one.
Oh, I loved it when it happened. I was like, dude, that's so cool. I was that kid.
No, I think one of mine was like, well, obviously like the Stone Cold Smoking Skull one.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That one was great. And then the Eagle one, like the wings. I really like that one, the old school one.
Okay. Like an NWA
I like the WWE one now.
Huh?
I like the WWE Championship now.
Yeah, I think it's or the hemp one or the one
yeah,
before.
I like the hemp one. I like them both.
I like them both too. I like the one that's made out of Bessie. Or what was her name? I don't remember.
Did you see where right after Daniel Bryan like showed that it was like 100% hemp, whatever? Did you see what Samoa Joe tweeted?
Nuh-uh.
He said, "I want all the smoke."
Justin said hashtag Spinner, so it's confirmed the Spinner title.
I hated the Spinner belt.
So for the Andre Battle Royal, then the match, the big one, the big schmaz to get everybody their paycheck.
The one where everybody gets on the show.
Yeah. So if you guess that person right, you get like 1.5 points or something.
I wouldn't do half. I would just do like 2 points.
Okay, 2 points. 'Cause
2 points.
How in the hell are you gonna guess that?
My pick's kind of obvious, which makes me a little nervous.
What, Braun Strowman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
But like, I don't know.
I don't know either. Rob Gronkowski.
That's what I just. Yeah, Gronk's gonna win it.
Jinder Mahal, Mojo Rawley, 2-time.
Did he win it? Oh yeah, he did win it, didn't he?
The first ever 2-time Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner.
Hadn't Strowman won it already?
Who knows?
No, Big Show won it.
Yeah.
Big Show won it.
Andrade, he's gonna win it.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd be alright with that.
Ellsworth will make his return. All right. Well, that sounds like next week talk.
Yeah. No, I hate Ellsworth. I've met Ellsworth, and yeah, no.
Yeah. No. The Great Khali. But yeah, I was thinking maybe for WrestleMania we have like a few other people like trying like so it's me, you, and Jackie, but also like Justin will do it because it'll be because it's like a major one, so somebody else can do it.
That works.
All right. Well, that's all.
I still have to do my punishment. I haven't done my punishment from Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, you gotta do the punishment. Do I also have to do it or no? I don't remember. Oh, but I what match should I pick for Jackie? I keep on forgetting.
I would do the main event.
I think I'm gonna do like Randy Orton, AJ Styles.
That, or you could do like the women's tag.
No, I don't want to watch that. No, it's got to be a little bit. I'm trying to pick a middle tier one.
Yeah. Okay, so like Kofi Daniels, too mean.
Yes.
All the main title.
Yeah, the three main, too mean. I was thinking like I don't want to say
like Angle Cena. I would do like Angle Cena.
Yeah, but no, I like my Randy because that one's gonna be good. Randy and AJ, it's gonna be good, and it's not for a title.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be like Triple H versus Batista because it's just like we're not missing much. They're just like hugging each other right now.
Yeah. Or what about Shane and Miz?
Nah, that one's not gonna. It's not gonna sting as much.
That's true.
But
if it was me, I would do the women's triple threat.
Yeah, you would. Well, I would have done it if you would have lost.
I know you would.
I'd have been like, just hear it. Ooh, it sounds like a good match.
I'm just glad we're doing. Because at one point you were like, let's do like the entire show. That's like 6 hours in a blindfold.
6 hours.
I'm good.
It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna play video games.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch. I'll just watch it later. No, did you see? Okay, so did you watch Cultaholic, right?
Yeah.
Did you see their punishment?
The dog cage?
The dog cage.
I thought that was a great punishment.
That's amazing.
But I think that only works like if we like live together or like we're in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna sit in a dog cage. Fuck you.
And then like they had like the one where all the losers had to face their fear.
I didn't see that one. I just saw.
So like Ross had to be buried alive, like in a casket underground.
Nope.
Adam is afraid of heights, so he had to jump out of a plane.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then Sam is afraid of snakes, so like they like brought in like a snake keeper and like put snakes all around his neck and like everything.
Dude, there's no way. I would quit. I would relinquish the title if I had to like jump off an.
Punishment then, for sure.
No, okay, you're gonna pay for me to go up in the airplane? No.
Are you afraid of heights?
I'm getting scared just thinking about it. I mean, no. I mean, I'm scared of snakes. Yeah, snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like Indiana Jones. All right, but I think that's all we got for you today, guys. Anything else to say, Andy, about this week? Maybe looking.
I'm very excited for WrestleMania weekend, not necessarily just WrestleMania itself. I really think like Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano will probably steal the entire weekend.
Probably.
It's like going to be like an 8-star match. No, but I'm very excited for WrestleMania. We're only like a week away, so once we get past Raw and SmackDown this week, then we'll be good to go.
Yeah,
another slow week, and then we're good.
Yeah, I'm just over the main shows right now. I just want to get to the Mania, and then I want to see who. I was like, they don't even need to call anybody up. Honestly, they could just start new storylines.
And it honestly feels like the Raw after Mania is always my favorite because it feels like a brand new show.
Yeah.
Every time, and then 2 weeks later, we're back to complaining about it again.
Yeah. And then we're back to Backlash sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Main event of Backlash: Ricochet versus Balor for the Intercontinental Championship.
I'm good with that. Or Ricochet Ray for the U.S. Championship.
Ray's gonna lose.
Crazy.
Dominic's gonna get choked out by Samoa Joe. That's what's gonna happen. Calling it right now.
Nicholas is gonna come in and be Joe in Joe's corner.
Yeah.
Nicholas is gonna be all over the show.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big part of WWE 2019.
He's gonna do the run in and beat Daniel Bryan.
He's gonna screw Kofi.
He's gonna distract Becky and let Ronda win. He's gonna get in the ring, try to help Brock, and then Brock is gonna German suplex him into the 8th row. He's
gonna German suplex him into Seth Rollins. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm glad we should be booking this.
We should be. At least ours would be entertaining at some point.
It would be insane. Well, that's all we got for you this week in WWE. Go ahead, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Andy's channel is in the description, so go ahead, look down there. Go ahead and smack that subscribe button real quick. Anything else you want to plug, Andy?
You can follow us on Twitter at the Nerd Crew Podcast. We are changing our name very, very soon, and we have a couple of videos in the pipeline that we're working on recording right now. So since we're on the road to Endgame, we decided we're gonna try something a little different. So
Heck yeah.
we're gonna make it work. So look out for all that stuff.
Alrighty, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at NewWorldNerds. That's all I got for you today, folks. Keep it out there, true believers. Pow, pow. And now I gotta turn off the thing. Probably won't take forever. And we out.